Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Andrew at Microphonic Designs here at Lake Ridge High School, and it's been a long day, y'all. It's been, I think we really got started in earnest around maybe 10:30 or so this morning, and it is about almost 8:30 now. So it's been a long day, and let me tell you, it's been like, I've been hustling today to get this finished up for them. We didn't even take much of a lunch break. Just, you know, I ate real quick and then kept going. Let's take a look at the plan. This is what we got today. We've got 5 marimbas up in the front row. We've got a back row that consists of 5 vibraphones, a set of bells, and the xylophone. And they actually just invested in modular snakes. So I redid the plan last night to account for those mod snakes, and we'll take a look at what that, like how that's working for them once we start to take a look at the cables. So vibes 1 and 2 are over on side 1, and then we've got vibes 3, 4, and 5 over on side 2. And as you see here, we've got 3 distinct pods or zones in the playout, which is exactly how we have it. There have been a few changes over the course of the day over here, mainly in the electronics section, but everything else is pretty much the exact same. And then, of course, we've got the input list and the cabling list, which, again, a little bit of this did change, but by and large, it is the same as the plan I put together last night. So, as always, let's take a look at the mixer and then the speakers, and then we'll get to the cabling in the front ensemble. So Lake Ridge is working with a Yamaha TF1, and they are still rocking the old school SKB gig rig. It was a joy to see this thing today, and they're using it very well. We have down below, we've got standard Furman power conditioner. We've got 4 channels of Sennheiser wireless. We've got the expansion box, the TO1608D. This is the original first version of that box. And you'll see here we've got it set to unit ID number 2, so that these 16 inputs register with channels 17 through 32 in the top. So if you're looking at this input right here, it says input number 1, that, because of the setting here, the unit ID setting, this input number 1 is linked to channel 17 up here. So let me hit channel 17. So here's channel 17. So again, we're looking at this. We've only got 16 inputs on the back of the board itself, but this box here gives us access to those extra 16 channels. And I have done a couple videos, or I think I did one walkthrough video on how to set that up with 2 of the TO boxes. But this is a great example of using just one of them with the 16 channel rack mount version of that TF1. We've got, of course, a 2-unit rack drawer, a must-have for just about any setup for all the goodies that we have. And then we've got a battery that I've never seen before. I've never seen that brand. And I've also never seen this brand of power conditioner, or I'm sorry, power amplifier for the speakers. PowerSoft, a T604. I've never seen this in my entire life. This is a quad-channel power amp that is handling the 2 mains and the 2 subs that we have. So let's take a look at the speakers real quick, just so that we can visualize what's going on. And much like with that amplifier, I've never seen this brand of speaker before, ever. EAW, I've never seen it before. And word is that we had a band dad whose kid is no longer in band, but he came back and helped make some recommendations on the speakers, and he got these set up really well. I didn't really do anything to the backs of the speakers here, because this band dad came in and did the thing, right? I made sure that they were sounding good through the mixer, but I didn't really have much to do with the speak-on cables today, which is really, really nice. So props to you, band dad, for helping out. I think that's really cool. The back of the cart here, we've got our 2 other modular snakes. We've got our 4 outputs coming from the back of the board. So we've got the red is the left, the white is the right, so these are the full range main speakers. And then we've got blue and yellow are our 2 subs, left and right. And down here is sort of the back of everything. I cleaned it out, I gutted this thing first thing this morning and rebuilt it as best I could. The SKB gig rig just does not give us many spots to do cable management. So you'll see like a big block of power cords to the left. We've got some speak-on down there to an old school McCormick's panel. And then we've got the 4 inputs, that red, white, blue, yellow down there. Those are the inputs to our amplifier. And then we've got the Sennheiser distribution box here for the wireless units. And then you'll see back right there is just the power conditioner. So I've cleaned this up as best I can. And with the move to modular snakes, so this is what they had before, was a massive 32 channel old school snake with the power cable attached to it. A lot of people are still rocking this, and if that works for you, that's cool. But my homie Andrew here was like, hey, we're gonna do mod snakes. He made it happen. He got them ordered and overnighted for my visit this week. So we've got 3 total mod snakes. We've got the red, which goes to marimbas 1 through 4, the white, which has marimba 5 and the back row vibraphones. And I'm gonna have them buy a set of cable cuffs from the hardware store. They may even already have some. And the idea is that these modular snakes are gonna be prepped on cable cuffs on the side handles there when they take the field. And then our third mod snake here, they actually got a power cord attached to it. This goes to our electronics. And this one actually comes to the front. And this does a couple things. It not only alleviates the amount of traffic that's going to be at the back of the cart for those other 2 mod snakes, but it also allows us to plug our electronics in right here. And I've advised them, hey, run this mod snake and power cord kind of through the handle there so that it hangs instead of tugging down on these, because I don't want that power cord to get unplugged, and I don't want these to be pulled down and tugged on either. So we're gonna run it through the handle there just as a little safety precaution so that there's no like strain on the cables here. And then, so this is our electronics, and then those last 4 down there, red, white, blue, yellow, right here. It's our wireless units. So there we go. That's a good look at the mixer system and the speakers, and then I have the router plugged in to test stuff earlier. Cabling, if y'all have been around the channel for a while, you know what this looks like. This is like, I've got this stuff pretty much standardized at this point with how we run mod snakes on these Yamaha frames. I mean, if you've watched like the Frisco videos or the Reedy High School videos, or really most anywhere with Yamaha boards, y'all know this is what it looks like. So not too much to see in the cabling. Again, the idea is that the 4 cables from marimbas 3 and 4, they come in this way and they meet here, and you'll notice I've separated out the single stripes and the double stripes, again, as a way to differentiate them. Same colors, different number of stripes. I kind of equate this to aliasing in main stage, if you know what that is. And then we've got the 2 cables from marimba 1 here that, again, just join on to marimba 2, and they all come this way to the mod snake, which is up front. And a pro tip for you, if you've never seen this before, the modular snakes, the connectors, they have a shape to it. It's like a trapezoid shape. So the pro tip I have for you is to put the color tape on only one side so that they know which sides match up and there's no guesswork involved whenever you're taking the field or setting up for rehearsal. So color tape only on one side, it's the way to do it. And the second mod snake comes this way. It's gonna snake, no pun intended, through or between marimbas 4 and 5, and it's gonna head back there to vibe 3. The cables for marimba 5 come up to the high end, and we have a set of jumper cables that go from this high end, green and double green, and they just jump right back here to vibe 3. And again, just like in the front row marimbas, the cables from these 2 vibes come in this way, and they meet here. They meet the modular snake right here, and this kind of looks a mess, but I had to manage 10 feet of cable in this little bit of space. So sometimes you just do the best you can. And then over here, the cables for vibes 1 and 2, again, these cables join each other, right? So the signal leaves the microphone, travels down this cable. We add another cable here, and then these 2 instruments, so the belt, the Glock, and the Xylo, these just have carrier cables. These are just jumper cables. So even though we don't have microphones on these instruments, we still have cables, and that's okay, because these cables on these non-mic'd instruments are just carrying the signal from these 2 vibes over this way to join vibe 3 right there, and then in to the modular snake. And here, once again, you'll see that we've only color-coded one side of that mod snake so that we know which side goes up. And then I've also separated the marimba cables to go up here so that they're not right next to this. So I sort of envision, you know, this marimba 5 student is going to get handed the mod snake, and then they're going to take their jumper cables and connect, boom, 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 3 connections, and it all is good to go. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Electronics. Let me walk back around this way. And I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath because I'm excited about all this being finished, and I'm a little fatigued from the day. So let's join our blue snake here. This is the electronic snake. So this one's got the power cable attached to it. It's going to come out this way and come over to the electronic section. Now, what do we have here? What's going on? It's still in a bit of a work in progress state. This cart, this is synth number 2. This one has a hardware standalone synthesizer, a Motif XF6, as well as an SP404A on standby. We have this thing ready to go with the DI box. They may use it, they may not. It's there, and I have the power cord ready to go. All they need to do to plug this into the system is get an extra pair of cables, color them yellow and double yellow, and guess where they plug in? Right there. Okay? So this cart is its own standalone thing. It can do its own thing. It's ready to go. Synth 1 over here is going to be a main stage cart. So we got in touch with the sound designer today, Evan Blackard, and Evan was like, hey, you need 2 computers. So we'll take a look at the Mac Mini they do have in just a second, but for Synth 1, we're going to be adding an additional Mac Mini. And this is going to be another main stage rig with like the computer screen and all that stuff. So this cart is a little bit in limbo for now until we're able to get the rest of the stuff. But I do have the 2 audio cables right here, red and double red, left and right, ready to go. And again, it plugs into the snake right here. Now the Mallet Station cart is brand new. And guess what local Texas company they went through and supported to get it? That's right, I helped them get set up with not only the Titan, like height adjustable carts, but the Mallet Stations and the interface and all that. So I'm very thankful to have had the opportunity to do that, because this is gonna turn out pretty cool. There's one item that we're waiting on from Pageantry Innovations, and I'm homies with the folks at PI, but come on y'all, we gotta get this little R4 rack unit in for these guys. So let's take a look from this side. We've got the Mallet Station up top, of course. We've got the brand new SRM 150 from Mackie. The other one is over there on Synth 2. Down below, we've got the, I think 3rd or 4th gen, I can't remember, the latest generation Scarlett 18i20 from Focusrite. We've got one of the newer Mac Minis on the market. And we've also got a standard Furman power conditioner over here. And I also got them hooked up with an on-stage vented shelf here, but that was before I knew that the new model Mac Minis were like taller. So I don't actually know if this is going to mount very well onto that when our rack unit arrives. But for now, we've got everything just kind of laid flat on the bottom shelf, and I've done the best I can, y'all, keeping this stuff clean. There's the 2 audio cables for the Mallet Station to go over to the snake. So we've got blue and double blue for left and right. And then there's just a bunch of power cables and USB stuff right there. But anyhow, when the R4 arrives from PI, we're going to get this stuff rack mounted, and it'll be a lot cleaner. And yeah, so that's sort of the last missing piece. But at least for now, you know, for Bandcamp, this will definitely get them by. And then we've got a power strip over here on the Synth 2 cart that I've, you know, reduced the amount of length here with some zip ties. And this guy just plugs in to the back of the Furman power conditioner there. And this Furman power conditioner plugs in right here to the orange power cable that is attached to our blue snake. So there we go. So that is a quick look, well, a 15-minute look at the Lake Ridge High School audio system for the 2025 marching season. I was real excited to come out here. It's been a long time since I've been to Lake Ridge, but I'm very fortunate to work with a good number of the Mansfield schools. In fact, the next video is going to be filmed not tomorrow from when I'm filming this now, but like on Friday. So today's Wednesday. Friday, I'll be at Mansfield Legacy High School getting them all set up. and we'll do another walkthrough, and it'll be a good time. So if you've got questions or comments about this setup, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you are also looking for help with your audio system, or just have questions, or you don't want to deal with it and just would like to have someone do it for you, get in touch. You can reach me through my website. It's microphonicdesigns.com/contact, and I have like an input form there that you can fill out, and it tells me what you're looking into, and I'll get back to you. If you're a fan of phone calls, I also have like a Google Calendar appointment booking thing on that page as well. So no matter how you get in touch, please reach out. I'm happy to help. You know, the number of schools that I've been able to help this year is more than it's ever been. And it's so much so that, you know, I'm growing the team. It's me and Aaron and Anthony now. My wife is helping me work in the office, and it allows us to hopefully do really good work. I think this turned out really well. I spent 4 hours underneath all these keyboards, so my back hurts today, but I think Friday I'll have Lainey with me if you've caught some of the videos where she was with me. So until next time, y'all, take care. Peace.